everyone. In today's episode of Spiritual Superpowers, we are going to go to a store called In Spirit in Georgetown, Ontario. And we have a special guest with us today. Say hi, Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. Emily's going to be coming with us to the store. We are also meeting my friend Meredith, and we are going to talk about how to pick different divination tools. So Meredith will be picking a pendulum that she will learn how to use, as well as use it to become more familiar with her own instincts and her own intuition. And then Emily, we're going to take her around and see what Emily is drawn to. And I have a feeling we're going to pick maybe a deck of oracle cards, but maybe some crystals as well. We'll see.
Yeah, and there's a real interesting technique to picking out any of these tools. You can't just go to a store and just grab the first thing that you see. You have to use your intuition. So we're going to teach Emily and Meredith how to do that. And we're going to teach you guys how to do that in the process. So should be fun. All right, so when I pick anything, any spiritual tools, I have a little process. Okay? So I walk around, I do a circle, about 2 or 3 circles, and I look at everything. And then I do another circle and kind of come back to what I feel drawn to. So do you want to give that a try?
Okay.
All right. So what tarot deck did you choose?
Health and the Law of Attraction cards.
It's from Esther and Jerry Hicks. So Abraham Hicks. It's a good deck. Hi, so we're here with my friend Meredith at In Spirit in Georgetown, and I'm going to be taking her through how to pick a pendulum, and then we're going to go through what to do with the pendulum, how to cleanse it, how to program it, and then of course how to use it to become more familiar with your own instincts. All right. I want you to set the intention what pendulum you're looking for. So I know that you would like to have more clarity with asking questions, yes and no questions, a little bit of help with guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of throw it out there that that's your
And
intention.
like intuition.
Yeah.
I feel like this guy. Yeah.
That's why we clean them afterwards, because lots of people touch. So you can hold on to it, keep it with you if you want to look around some other ones. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Cool.
So you can wear them if you like. You can wear them as a necklace. You can put them on display.
Okay.
They are used, from what I understand, in meditation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like a prayer read. So you can, if you're doing a Sanskrit repetitive mantra, you can go from beat to beat to beat, just like you would in any type of Christian prayer. I keep mine, I just think they're pretty, so quite often, because they're crystal, I'll have them hanging in the window just as a way to cleanse and disperse positive energy and for protection. So I think it's kind of interesting. Did you have one that was calling to you a little bit more than the other?
No, they kind of look like one thing when they were up there, so maybe this guy. What are they actually made of?
Which stone is it again?
Opalite.
Opalite. So opalite is excellent for helping you through difficult transitions in life. It is thought to help build persistence and motivation. It gives you the strength needed to share your feelings.
I need all of it. I need them both.
You did really well at picking
Cool.
stones that, from what I know of you, that makes a perfect pairing. All right, so I'm cleaning the crystal right now. I'm just using Reiki. Reiki is Japanese therapy that channels the universal life force energy. So we're essentially cleaning it with love, divine white light. Okay. So it is clear. I'm going to put it in your hand, and then I'm going to Reiki your hands too, just because then it gets rid of me. There we go. So Reiki is often perceived as warmth, but it can actually also be cold. I've often worked on people where I've gone from one spot where they feel like I have a heating pad on them, to another one where it feels like I put an ice pack on them. Okay, so we are going to get you acquainted with your pendulum. First of all, introduce yourself.
Hi. Thanks for choosing me.
Exactly, perfect. And then you're gonna hold the pendulum a couple of inches above. Depends, we get taught different things, but I always go to wherever I'm comfortable holding it.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna put our hand down. And we're gonna steady it. Center yourself, ground, deep breath in. And then we're gonna ask you to show you a yes answer.
Show me a yes answer.
Okay, so we have a clockwise motion. Oh, is it changing? Not clockwise. All right. So then we'll have it stop. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing me yes. And then we're going to ask you to ask the pendulum to show you a no.
Okay. Show me a no answer.
There we go.
Oh, so you go counterclockwise for no. Very good. Thank you, pendulum.
Thank you.
Okay, so for you, clockwise is yes, counterclockwise is no. I think that's quite common. I know Caron is the same. I'm not, but it's always nice to check first. There are ways, if you wanted to, you could specifically program your pendulum to move certain ways depending on what questions and what answers you need. But I always think it's nice to work with the pendulum and ask for it to show you what it would like to, how it would like to communicate with you or through you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So now you know what your yes and what your no is. It's important to ask questions that are extremely specific. You don't just want to say, will I win the lottery this year? I guess you could ask that, but a lot of times you'll just get a buzzing or a no movement. And in that case, I take it as not being able to really, it means that my question wasn't specific enough or it wasn't the right question to ask. You can also ask that if you'd like to. Say, should I rephrase the question, or would it be best to rephrase the question? You'll get a yes, or is this the best time to ask this question? You might get a yes or a no. So it's about timing and specificity. But it'll be great. And when you're asking some questions, first, center yourself, ground yourself, take a nice deep breath in, become acquainted with the instrument, and ask yourself the question too. See how you feel inside, and then ask the question, and based on what your instincts tell you and what the pendulum is telling you, you'll be able to really learn your own yes and no inside. Okay, so that's something we had talked about, where you would like to be able to really understand your body and be able to listen better to your body. This is going to be a great tool for you to get used to what those feelings are inside as you familiarize with what your body is trying to tell you.
And
So
eventually you won't need the pendulum.
yeah.
But at the beginning it's nice validation.
I see.
Yeah.
So do you think it will normally agree with what I feel, or if I'm confused, then maybe not?
If you're confused, that's a great time to use the pendulum.
Right.
Because your subconscious knows, your soul knows the right answer or the answer. And if it's the right time for you to know the answer, then you'll get the answer. Yeah. It's a really useful tool that way. And if you need confirmation while you're, if you say, okay, Andre says we're having chicken for dinner, and you kind of do the, but you don't want to be impolite, but your body just kind of did something. It's like, I don't really know. It might not be what's best for you. So then you can ask the pendulum, say, is it in my highest and best to eat chicken tonight? And if you get a no, then you know what that feeling was in your gut. Whether or not you choose to listen to that and eat the chicken, well, it's up to you, because we have free will. But it'll be good for you to learn what your feeling is, and then whether or not it is a yes or no with the pendulum.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm excited to hear how you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different ways that you can clean them. We just had a beautiful big blue moon on Halloween on Saturday, and that would have been such a nice time to clean it under some nice cold water. Maybe put it in some crystal in a crystal glass with some water. Putting it out on your windowsill. That's a quick and easy way of cleaning and recharging your crystal. Pretty much just letting them be out in the sun or out in the moonlight is a great way to keep them cleansed and charged.
How long do they have to stay there?
Usually I just do like a 24-hour cycle.
Oh.
Yeah, quite often people will use them once a month. However, if you feel drawn to cleansing, there's a good chance that that means it needs to be cleansed. And then if you wanted to, you could ask the crystal, would you like to be cleansed? Would you like to be charged? And then, you can judge based on what you're calling, what message you got and whatever you're receiving from the pendulum as an answer.
Cool.
Another way is to smudge them. Do you smudge at home, right?
Not really.
Oh, no?
I have sage, but I've never. Well, I did my own version.
Okay,
But I always
that's
feel like
fine.
I'm doing things like not right. You know.
Oh, there is no right or wrong. It's whatever your way is. It's as long as your intention.
And then yes.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, as long as you have the right intention, like as long as you're setting an intention, whichever way you feel called to do it is the way to do it. So if you have your sage, you can just sage all around the pendulum or wherever you feel like you need it. Sometimes I feel like just holding it and letting it blow, like be covered in the smoke. Sometimes I feel like holding it away, wishing it to be cleansed, and then blowing the smoke to the crystal. It depends on what you feel like doing that day, and it doesn't have to be ritual. It doesn't, like, it can be a ritual, but it doesn't have to be the same thing every single time. It's whatever you feel like doing. So cold water, sunlight, moonlight, sage, and then Caron, if you wanted to talk about selenite. And yeah, just play with it. And the more you do, the more you'll become more comfortable with it. The less weird and hokey it will seem. And you'll just have a lot of fun. Just have fun with it.